All right, we're back here in the Rock Cave coming into you with Song of the Day. I'm your host, Mark Pierce. Looking particularly grungy today, I think, which is appropriate because we're going back to 1989 when a little band called Nirvana released their debut album, Bleach. Kind of ironic. Bleach has been in the news the last couple of days, so kind of appropriate. But Bleach is about ready to turn 31. So let's talk about Nirvana for a second. Everyone pretty much knows their story, their later years story, but everyone knows they're from Seattle. They put out a single called Love Buzz on Sub Pop Records in '88. Sub Pop was just a label that was definitely known for that grunge music. And so they started recording an album for them after they released this Love Buzz single. The story goes that Kurt Cobain was already feeling a lot of pressure from the label to make their sound that signature grunge style. So I think he was already kind of being rubbed the wrong way in that regard. The album was released in '89. It did not chart. The critics liked it, but it didn't go anywhere. When they talk about recording it, they said in their van they would listen to a tape that had the Smithereens, a complete album from the Smithereens on one side, and a heavy metal band called Celtic Frost on the other. And that between those two, somewhere that's where they kind of found their sound. The songs on that album, the best song for me on that album is About a Girl. And that would be very popular when he would do the Unplugged. The record sold about 40,000 copies for Sub Pop, and then they shopped that demo around for a while, and that's when Dave Grohl joined the band, and they went over to Geffen Records and released Nevermind. So Dave Grohl is not on this debut album. Sub Pop re-released Bleach after Nevermind, and it went on to sell almost 2 million copies in the United States, just over 2.5 million, I think, worldwide, and it's Sub Pop's most popular selling album of all time for them. As an album, it's pretty bleak. He calls it lyrically sparse. Kurt Cobain did not like the lyrics on this album. He says he wrote them, 80% of them, the night before the recording session. So he wasn't particularly proud of the songs on there, but I still think About a Girl is the best one on there. Just so you know, when they went to record Nevermind, they recorded it in Sound City. And so if you, in this middle of this pandemic, have not seen Dave Grohl's documentary called Sound City, you need to watch it. It's excellent. It's fabulous. So that's one of your assignments, is to watch that. The last thing about this album is, where did the title come from? The original title was Too Many Humans. And then they were driving around San Francisco on tour, and that's when Kurt Cobain saw an ad for people to make sure that they clean their needles, to bleach their needles. So he changed it to that. So as we all know, you can bleach your needles. That's all you can do with needles and bleach, right? So that's our song of the day from that album, About a Girl. We'll see you on the flip side.